Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
What is up, golf fans? It's your old friend IndyCarTim here with another edition of America's favorite golf podcast. It is From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. Welcome into the show. Welcome into the network. We invite all of you to come in and be part of the show. 214-937-0569 is your FanStream Sports studio text line, available for you 24/7 to discuss all things Scottie Scheffler, all things Royal Portrush, all things British Open / Open Championship. And yes, I said Open Championship because, look, I might have done a little bit of a deep dive on the Open Championship and the British Open, especially after seeing it again at Royal Portrush. And we're going to get into that in a minute about why I now feel, okay, two things here. Number one, why I now think we sound stupid and uneducated when we say British Open. Don't come at me yet. Give me just a minute to explain. We're going to get into this. I have been the guy, right? Oh, it's British Open. Screw that. It's not the Open Championship. Screw that. Screw them. America. Yeah. I've been the biggest guy that to do that. But I now see the error of my ways, and we will talk about that shortly. First and foremost, got to give props. Got to give all the props to one, what's his name?
Scottie Scheffler.
Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to get our commercials going here. Yeah, we've got this new toy here, and I keep forgetting to turn it on. We got to get our commercials going on the screen behind us with our great sponsors, Tom's Town Distilling Company in Kansas City, of course, Orion Golf, of course, Turf Life, and, of course, Golf Central Magazine. Got to have all of their great stuff here behind us, behind me on the screen for you. Yeah, so we'll get into the British Open versus Open Championship and all that stuff shortly. But first, we have to give props to, good God, the number. It's the same. It seems almost dumb to call him just the number one golfer in the world or the best golfer in the world, right? I mean, it almost doesn't say enough. And look, everybody that watches this show or watches any of my other shows knows that I'm not the biggest fan of one
Scottie Scheffler.
I'm just not. I don't dislike the guy. I mean, especially personally, like, great human being. From a golfing standpoint, from a TV watching standpoint, I just don't think he's fun to watch, to be quite honest. I still don't think that, although I think it's getting better, that he's getting better. But there's an issue with that I will address shortly. But look, he's clearly not just the best golfer in the world right now. He has been for some time. He might be, and look, I don't want to put him in the discussion as the number one golfer ever. We all know who holds that title, and it's not close. It's Tiger. Some will argue Jack. And you know what? If I had to rank the top two golfers in the world right now, I'm pretty old school. I might say Jack first, and then I might say Tiger Woods second. But look, that's like saying, is Michael Jordan the best basketball player in the world, or is Kobe Bryant the best basketball player in the world? I mean, I have my thoughts on that. And no, I'm not throwing that other moronic idiot that played in Cleveland, Miami, LA, everywhere else. He's not even in the argument, so shut up. Don't come at me. I throw Wilt Chamberlain in there before I'd throw that guy. Bill Russell. All those guys could be considered as the greatest NBA players of all time, ahead of that idiot in LA right now. But anyway, I digress. Now that he's won what he's won, everybody's trying to throw Scottie in the same category as Tiger. And I just don't think you can do that. He's not there. Not only is he not there yet, I don't think Scottie will ever get there. Not because I don't think he has the talent or ability. I don't think Scottie's going to play long enough. And he has given us hints and clues about this several times. He did it again on Sunday in the post-tournament press conference. He says, look, I am not motivated. I'm summarizing here. This is not a quote. He says he is not motivated by money or trophies or by fame. He is clearly uncomfortable with his fame, and that's okay. I probably would be too. Nah, I'd probably eat it up. Who am I kidding? But he has hinted that golf's not of great importance to him. He puts his faith in his family first. That's great. He lists golf as third in his life, which, yeah, it's your career. It should be at least third. But the older Scottie gets and the more he achieves and the more money is in his bank account, I feel like golf is going to fall off as a priority for him. And I don't think Scottie Scheffler plays golf that much longer, to be honest with you. I definitely don't think Scottie gets to 40 and he's still playing a full tournament tour schedule. I don't see that at all. He's 29. He just turned 29 in June. Pushing 30. He's got kids, got a family. They're all important to him. And the more I think he sees that how much work especially the older he gets, how much work and how much more work it's going to take for him to stay competitive and at the top of his game, I think that golf will fall off even as the number 3 priority in his life. Other things will pop up. It's hard work to be the number 1 golfer in the world. I mean, I think. I've never been there, never will be, but it's hard work to be a crappy golfer. Ask anybody that's a crappy golfer how much hard work it is. So for him to maintain his level of play, the older he gets, he's going to have to work harder and harder and harder. And I don't think he's going to like that too much the older he gets. And I think there's going to be a time when he's just like, you know what? I've done a lot. I'm done. That could come at age 35. Does he have time to catch Jack and Tiger? No. And if he does this, if he retires at an early age, or not even retires, but just bumps back his schedule, where he's not playing the full schedule, he comes back and plays the majors or whatever, I don't think he gets close. I mean, there's no way. He's not going to get close. And we may be talking about Scottie Scheffler when he's 50 as the greatest player that never was. And what could have been had he continued that. I just don't think he's going to. And he's given us hints, like I said. So there's my Scottie Scheffler thing. Don't put him at number 2. No, that's not a thing. What Ricky Bobby said, if he ain't first, you're last. Well, you're not last in golf, but if you're not first, what difference does it make? If you're not going to catch Tiger, who cares? If you're not going to catch Jack, who cares? It just doesn't matter. I did want to point this little gem. It's such a gem. For those of you that weren't listening or don't remember, before the golf season started, or very early in the golf season, when Scottie was having his struggles, he was out with his hand herpes, right? Suffered at Thanksgiving, cut his hand during Thanksgiving, whatever. I just jokingly called it hand herpes because it was funny. But I predicted, and yeah, it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of a joke, but again, it kind of going with what everybody thinks I think of Scottie Scheffler. I predicted Scottie wouldn't win this year. And yeah, again, it was a little tongue-in-cheek, but it kind of wasn't. And it took him a while to do it, right? Doesn't make me right. I was completely wrong. However, there was somebody else of way more note than me and I didn't know this, that made this same prediction. I'm a little embarrassed that this moron made the same prediction I did. As one, for those of you watching the show on YouTube, Phil Mickelson posted on X on March 16th, 2025 at 3:29 p.m. Quote, here's a hot take. Does Scottie win in 2025 before the Ryder Cup? Question mark. I don't think so. End quote. That was Phil Mickelson predicting Scottie doesn't win before September. Now, look, there is a huge difference between me making my prediction that Scottie doesn't win and Phil Mickelson saying this on X. Phil Mickelson, as much of a moron as he is, and as much of a miserable human being as he is supposed to be knowledgeable about golf and the personalities in golf. For him to make that prediction and to be serious about it, which by all accounts that I've read, he was. I've not heard him address it since. Of course he's not going to, because he's an idiot. But for him to come out and say that just shows how out of touch he is with things since he's been over on that other circus tour and been a part of that nonsense. But I just thought that was shocking. Number one, that he would, it's not shocking for him to think it. I mean, hell, I thought the same thing. And I said it on my platform. And I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. Golf's better if Scottie's winning. Not dominating, but winning. Phil Mickelson said this on the largest social media platform that exists, with however many millions of followers he has. So, yeah. Phil, just maybe think before you post on X. I'm just saying. I don't, but I don't have to because nobody cares. You're supposed to be someone of some importance, someone who knows something about golf. But you're not. Clearly you are not. So, boys and girls, Scottie Scheffler is your champion. A historic win at Royal Portrush. And by the way, yes, I'm seeing the comparisons to Tiger. The number one thing I'm seeing is the number of days between their first and fourth major. 1,197 days. Even for both of them. Does that mean Scottie Scheffler is Tiger Woods? No! Shut up! Get off it. It's not even close. And I've already outlined all the reasons why. Is Scottie Scheffler really good? Yeah. Is he the number one golfer? Yeah. He ain't Tiger. He ain't going to be Tiger, okay? And that's okay. No one's Tiger except Tiger. That's what makes Tiger great. No one has to be the next Tiger. We can talk about it. It's fun, but no one's ever going to be the next Tiger. Let's just leave it at that. Scottie Scheffler now has 3 career Grand Slam legs locked up along with his first Champion Golfer of the Year title. It's his first Claret Jug. And man, did he win in style out at Royal Portrush. He ran away with the British Open on Sunday, ending the tournament at 17 under par and 4 shots clear of the field after posting a final round 68. As he did that, he joined a short list of all-time legends, including Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods, to win the Open, the Masters, and the PGA Championship, all before the age of 30. He also became just the second man in history to win the Open from being the number 1 player in the world. The other, of course, Tiger, who did it 3 times. And again, 1,197 days between their first and fourth major wins for both of them. And then Scottie, I think this week, again proved that there is no one on the planet that can even come close to competing against him, to winning, to playing with him when he is playing his best. We have never seen Scottie Scheffler play his best on a links course. That's what makes this whole thing just even more incredible for me. If you heard the Wednesday preview with me and Johnny, neither one of us even mentioned Scottie Scheffler in the same breath as the top of the leaderboard because it wasn't supposed to happen. he hasn't played very well. He's had 4 starts over there. I know he's got 2 top 10s. I believe that was a T7 and a T8. Outside of that, he was just outside the other 2 outside of the top 20. He's never shown he can putt on links courses. The putting, even here in America, has been the worst part of his game. So what did he do? He learned how to putt on a links course. Just proving everybody that, yeah, if he wants to do something, he's going to do it. If he wants to improve a part of his game, he's going to do it. He can do it. He can do whatever he wants out there. And it's redonkulous, kids. But it's what he does. It's what he does. Nobody can hang with him. And he putted when the most pressure was on. He putted well all week. But Sunday, he went to a next level putting. And that is exactly what he needed to do over the last 72 holes to go out and win this stupid thing, is lead the field in strokes gained putting on a links course on Sunday. As he shoots a 68 and just says, F all you guys. I wish he would say stuff like that, but he won't. It just solidifies where he is, who he is, what it means. I'm not going to sit here and I don't know. I feel like I already am propping him up way too much. But, you had Rory, who sort of found himself again as he was competing and near the top of the leaderboard. You had Bryson, who both guys had to recognize Scottie. I think Rory said on Sunday on Saturday, I believe he said this on Saturday, that Scottie's win was inevitable. Much like Thanos, for those of you who get the reference. I am inevitable. Scottie was inevitable. Bryson said on Sunday that Scheffler is in a league of his own, and he's not kidding. He's not wrong. I don't put a lot of stock into what Bryson DeChambeau says these days, but boy, he was right there. He's now got the Claret Jug, 2 green jackets, a Wanamaker, and don't forget about that Olympic gold medal. And again, he took a huge step, I think, this week in being considered, if not one of the all-time golf greats, right up there with the best, again, with his name alongside Jack and Tiger. He's not going to do it as long as Jack did, obviously. He's not going to even do it as long as Tiger did. But if you just want to talk about accomplishments and before the age of 30, he is right there. He's the first man to win his first 4 majors by 3 or more strokes in 153 years. As John Henry Taylor did that back in 1871. And let me tell you, I remember John Henry Taylor. I was there at those tournaments. I'm just kidding. I'm old, but I'm not that old. Scottie is now tied for 22nd all-time in majors. One shy of the active lead of 5 shared by Rory and Brooks. He's the youngest player to win 4 since McIlroy did so at the age of 25. And look, I said Scottie's going to retire early, and I stand by that. But even if he doesn't, if he continues to play, look what we all thought about Rory when he was 25 years old. Oh, God, this kid's not ever going to stop. Well, he kind of did. And it wasn't because he wasn't playing. It's just really hard to rack up those majors and rack up those wins. Look how long it took him to win 13 years to win the Masters, to finish that career Grand Slam. We just saw it this year. What a great moment. But golf's hard, y'all. Even now that Scottie's good now, it might not, even if he does continue to play, it's going to be tough to continue all this momentum. And that just makes what Tiger did for so long that much more memorable. His win also marks the 2nd straight year in which the same player has won the Open and the PGA. Xander Schauffele did that last year. That has happened 8 times in history. Of course, twice by Tiger. So the final thing left for Scottie, he's already won the Tour Championship, 2 Players Championships. He has to win a U.S. Open, which I think is the hardest major to win. I think a lot of people will say the British Open, but I think it's the U.S. Open. Just my personal opinion. If he can do that, got lots of time to do so. That, of course, would clinch his all-time great status. He would be the 7th man in history to claim all 4 majors. after Rory just became the 6th at the Masters back in April. We know Rory struggled with the pressure to join that group throughout his career. And he placed a lot of importance on winning the Masters and getting that career Grand Slam. We know how long it took him to do it. I don't think Scheffler will have that problem. I don't think Scottie puts pressure on himself the way Rory does. Again, because I just don't think Scottie cares that much about golf and his numbers and his stats and his recognition. I just don't think he cares. Not nearly as much as Rory does. Rory, good Lord, we heard him say it several times. It was the most important thing in his life for 10 plus years. Scottie would never come out and say something like that. Scottie'd be more like, if I do it, great. And I guarantee you he's going to be asked about it. And his response will be, oh, it'll be cool if it happens. But that's just how Scottie is. That's why I call him the most boring man in golf. Which, by the way, I'm coming off of a little bit because he's starting to show me a little something. He's starting to show me a little, the fist pumps every now and then, which I like to see. He's got a little bit of personality in his post-tournament press conferences now. And that's all stuff we needed to see. That I needed to see. Maybe y'all don't care. But I don't like boring golf. And I'm not even talking about his game. I don't think there's such a thing as a boring golf game that's good. I know a lot of people call his style of play boring. I don't. Anytime you shoot 4 rounds in the 60s at a major, that's not boring to me. His conduct on the course can be boring, but I never thought his play was boring. Just him. So yeah, Scottie, obviously an all-time competitor. Rory got there a little bit close on Sunday. And Scottie led by 7 after 3 early birdies. It would have been easy for him to sort of fall off and have kind of a mid-round slump. It would have been completely excusable the way he played all week. He had wayward tee shots on the par 3 and the par 5 that kind of put him behind the 8 ball. But on both of those holds, he ended up grinding his way back with putts of over 15 feet to maintain a bogey-free card and to further demoralize all of those guys chasing him, including Rory. He did have a double bogey on the 8th after clipping the lip of the bunker, but he bounced back as he always does. Birdies on 9 and 12 to get back to 17 under. And that was all she wrote. That was all she wrote. Again, Rory gave his fans there in Northern Ireland a little bit to root for as he got close. But that double bogey on the 10th hole really ended any possibilities that he had to come back. Harris English, Chris Goddard up again, both made really, really valiant efforts. Hey, kudos to my buddy Paul Stewart from across the pond over there who listens to us religiously. He said, watch out for Harris English before the thing ever started. And yeah, good for you, Paul. Very good eye. Kudos to you. Full recognition for you on that. By the way, we will get into Johnny's picks and my dartboard picks here towards the end of the show. Johnny not with us today as he's traveling, but we do have a video for him. It's funny. In the videos, I normally tell him, I said, man, just give us your picks recap. Tell us what went down with your picks and what went right, what went wrong, blah, blah. But even he couldn't help it get into the British Open versus Open Championship argument and Scottie Scheffler versus Tiger Woods on his video. It's not even live. Like I do these things live, like a live tangent, right? I can't help it. He did a pre-recorded video and he still couldn't refrain from getting off on those. So we'll do that a little bit later in the show. Kudos to guys like, again, Harris English, Chris Goddard, Wyndham Clark. Thought a lot of guys played really, really well. You just couldn't hang with Scottie Scheffler. Could not do it. It could not be done. Let's take our first break of the show. We're going to come back on the other side, talk a little bit about some of the also-rans. Some other guys that finished, some other guys that might have played well. I want to get into a little bit more about Rory McIlroy and thoughts on him after this week. And then, of course, we will come back with Johnny's recap, play that little video for you guys as we get into and continue the 2025 Open Championship recap show. Congratulations to Scottie Scheffler for his 4th major championship. It is what it is. I'm IndyCarTim. Thanks to Tomstown Distilling Company, toms-town.com, Kansas City, Missouri. They got a great line of distilled products up there. Gin, bourbon, my favorite, their vodka. Again, you should see the studio. We've got about 20 bottles of it here, and I'll finish them. Don't worry. Head over to toms-town.com. They also got a great line of seltzers. Great line of seltzers. Everybody's doing seltzers, but they're doing it wrong. Tomstown's doing it right for you. Head over to toms-town.com. They are available for delivery in 40-plus states, so head over there, log in, see if you are eligible for delivery. Have it delivered directly to your door. Partake in the great Tomstown Distilling Company. I'm IndyCarTim right here on From the Rough. More after this. Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. PGA of America member Johnny Gerber is traveling today, so you get the recap solo show. Who has two thumbs and is recapping the British Open by himself? This guy. That's funny if you're watching on video. If you're not, it probably makes no sense. I want to thank everybody for watching, checking us out today. Hopefully my takes are not too hot for you, but that's what you get on From the Rough. you want soft takes, go watch ESPN or Fox or Bleacher Report or Barstool. I'll even call some of Barstool's takes pretty weak compared to fan stream sports. That's what we do around here. All right, before we get back into British Open talk, or as some would say, Open Championship talk, thought I would delve into that a little bit. As I discussed at the open of the show, look, I have been maybe the biggest culprit of British Open instead of the Open Championship. Look, because to me, it's the least important major in my golf head. And I know that's an unpopular opinion. Don't come at me. I'm just saying, out of the 4 majors, it's the one that I least consider to be a major. And it's the one that I honestly wish was not a major. That said, I always intentionally disrespect it by calling it the British Open, because that's just what I don't think most people mean disrespect when they say British Open. I do. I know that most don't. Huge fans of golf. Arnold Palmer referred to it as the British Open in his autobiography, by the way, which later spurred a phone call from the RNA asking him to change that. And from that point forward, anything that he ever wrote about the British Open, he called it the Open Championship. So look, if it's good enough for Arnold, it should be good enough for the rest of us, right? All right. So most of you know, I'm also a huge history freak. I love history, all kinds of history, sports history, political history, world history. I love all of it. I spend a lot of my time watching stupid documentaries, reading stupid books about history, especially like sports history, though, and especially golf history. And so I was doing a little deep dive into the British Open. Royal Portrush. I go on down these wormholes on YouTube and on Wikipedia and doing some research, right, for the British Open. So I have grown up, obviously, in America, spent some time in Canada, but mostly in America. And I guess I admittedly never knew the difference. Probably going to get lit up for this. And I don't know why I didn't know. I probably learned it in school like everybody else. I did not retain it. And I retained a lot of stupid, useless crap from school, okay? But I think because I don't care about Great Britain, the UK, and England. So for me growing up, Great Britain, the UK, and England, especially Great Britain and the UK, they're the same thing. Au contraire, mon frere. Most of you are going, yeah, that's not right. You've probably known that your whole lives. I didn't, okay? I just learned that there is a difference. Well, I won't say just learned, but maybe I just remembered. I was just reminded that there is a difference between the United Kingdom and Great Britain. I thought all of those things were England. All right? I just thought they're all different words for England, like not even including Scotland and Wales. Like I know Scotland's a different country, but after reading what I read, like, is it? And Wales, I didn't even care about Wales. I don't even know that I knew what Wales was. Obviously, I have heard of it, but I had no idea what Wales, Scotland, and England and Northern Ireland and Ireland. I had no clue all of the differentiations of these things. So upon my reading, of course, I learned the UK is what? England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, right? I think. I'm sure you'll correct me. I don't have it in front of me anymore. However, that is not the same as Great Britain, which in my reading tells me it is England, Scotland, and Wales. Great Britain, British, the British Isles, which apparently is something completely different. It's very confusing. I don't know why we have to be confusing over there, but that's what it is. So by referring to it as the British Open, that indicates it's played in Britain. Great Britain. Like the U.S. Open is played in the U.S. The British Open should be played in Great Britain, of which Northern Ireland is not a part of. So the fact that we're playing the British Open in Northern Ireland, 3 times now? You can't call it the British Open because it's factually incorrect. It's like saying that a tournament, we could play the U.S. Open in Mexico City or in Toronto. No, we're not going to do that because it's the U.S. Open. You'd have to call it the American Open because it's all part of the Americas. So by referring to it as the British Open, that is factually incorrect. And now I understand what all these Brits were trying to tell me all this time, but I didn't know why. See, you should have explained to me why, and we would have been just fine. I mean, also, not only is British Open incorrect factually, I also understand why it's just the British, I'm stupid, why it's just the Open Championship. Because it was, and we all know this. It's the oldest tournament in golf, right? We all know this. But it's the Open Champion. It was the very first Open available for literally anybody that could qualify back in 1860, the first year they held it. Amateurs, professionals, sheep, ducks, goats, anybody could play in it. So it's truly an Open Championship. And it was the first, therefore, the Open Championship. It is still the Open Championship, if you break down the words. And it's the most historical, so therefore it's not the only Open anymore. Obviously, we have Opens everywhere, but it's the original. So therefore, you carry the name, because of history, you carry the name, the Open Championship. And for its winner, the champion golfer of the year. Because there was only one. That's why we have it. So all this time, us Americans, we sound moronic, we sound uneducated, we sound barbaric, and we sound stupid by calling it the British Open. There, I said it. It's the Open Championship. I don't know what to tell you. If you're going to continue to call it the British Open, I guess it's cool to be wrong sometimes and sound like an imbecile when you're trying to talk golf. All that said, all those kudos to the Open Championship and all of that history and everything I just said, I'm probably going to keep calling it the British Open. Just out of habit. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, sounds like I'm better than everyone else by calling it the Open Championship, even though I'm clearly factually accurate when I say that. I might just stick with British Open. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I'm not sure where to go with this, with my newfound feelings with all of this. But there you go. There's my lesson I learned, and I'm putting it off on all of you guys. My British Open brethren. It's not played in Great Britain. It's not a British Open. If you play it in Northern Ireland, it's not the British Open. You can call it the UK Open. Why don't we call it the UK Open? It's always in the UK. At least I think. I might even have to go check that. But anyway, that's where we go. Stupid British Open, stupid Open Championship. It is what it is, but yeah, it's a major. Give it a little respect, even if you're in my camp and you don't think it should be a major. I think all the majors should be in America just because we're in America. But I know golf's an international game. I'm just being a silly American. But that's where we're at. All right. So the guy who finished not first, not second, not third, not fourth, not fifth, not sixth, but the guy that finished T7, who gave Scottie a little bit of run for his money at one point on Sunday, who hails from Northern Ireland, playing in his home country, Rory McIlroy. Rory's been dealing with some stuff literally since his Masters win. And he hasn't been fun to watch. We all saw how bad he struggled at Oakmont, at the U.S. Open. When Rory struggles, it is not fun to watch. It's like watching your parents fight or something. Like, it's uncomfortable. For me, anyway. I don't know how you feel. But, you know, he went into Royal Portrush at the UK Open in 2025. Kind of with the weight of Northern Ireland on his shoulders, right? And yes, he fell short. Yes, he could not chase down Scottie. Nobody could. But I feel like he should feel really good, though, about himself with his T7. 7 shots back. I just think he should feel good about where his game is after his finish and his performance there. He shot a 2-under-69 on Sunday. Again, not good enough to catch Scottie, but that's okay. It should be a week that he never forgets. And his losing that to Scottie should sting a little bit less because he lost to Scottie. And Rory, you played pretty well, man. You played really, really well. 66 on Saturday. That's going to stand near the top of your all-time list of rounds that you should remember, Rory. It was a tremendous performance, and he still left you 6 back of Scottie. Rory didn't lose the Open. Scottie just took it from everyone. Rory darn near played well enough to win, had it not been for Scottie. Again, he finished T7. I know he didn't finish second, but overall, I think Rory played good enough to win, and he should hang his head high, especially in front of the home crowd. And again, on Sunday, he was right there, man. But that double bogey on number 10 kind of did you in, and then Scottie just took off with it the rest of the way. But Rory's going to work on his irons. I thought his iron play this week wasn't great, but he's Rory. And I think this performance at home this week might be the beginning of some rejuvenation for Rory, going into the stretch run here for the rest of the season, heading into the Ryder Cup in September. Rory, you should be proud with how you played, especially considering where you were coming into this. It wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. So anyway, there's my thoughts on Rory. Let me know if you agree or disagree at IndyCarTim, at From the Rough PGA, or just here in the comment section underneath the video here on FanStream Sports. If you'd like to comment on any of that, let me know your thoughts on Rory, your thoughts on Scottie versus Tiger, all that good stuff. We're going to take our second break of the show here. Come back on the other side and get into Johnny's picks and my dartboard picks. I had a horrible week, but that's okay. I'm supposed to. They're my dartboard picks. Johnny had one hit on his card. He did not have matchups. He didn't like anything, but one hit on the card. We will get all of that coming to you shortly. Head over to Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. Sign up, get a free copy, digital copy sent to your inbox each and every month. It's not just a golf magazine. It's travel, fashion, philanthropy, lifestyle, food and drinks, all sorts of stuff at Golf Central Magazine. 1 issue per month, digital, sent to your inbox, golfcentralmag.com. Head over there, sign up, and just like me, get your free copy, free, of Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. More from me here on From the Rough after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I am still IndyCarTim. We are still talking 2025 Open Championship. See what I did there? It is time to get into the part of the show that everybody loves. Well, I guess this isn't the part of the show everybody loves is our Wednesday previews when Johnny gives you all his winning picks to make you some money. But this is the Monday recap. And while Johnny is not on with us, he did send us a cutesy little video. Before we get into that, though, let me show you how I fared in my dartboard picks. We got to get our music going, don't we? For our picks. So my dartboard picks, again, for those of you that don't know or those of you that are new to the show, I am not a betting expert. I am not a handicapper like Johnny. I have learned from him, though, over the past 5 years or so doing this show, what he looks for, how he makes his picks, and how much time he spends on his picks. Well, I spend about 1/100th of the amount of time when I try to do my little meaningless research and come up with my picks. And the fun part of the show is on Preview Wednesday when he sees my picks and reacts to them, how absurd they are. Or sometimes he'll say, that's not a bad pick, but most times he's just laughing at me hysterically and making fun of my picks, and that's why we do it. Again, I'm not the guy. Johnny's the guy. But he likes that I do this, and he likes me to keep up with him, and you guys seem to find it funny too sometimes, so that's why I do it. But here we go. Not the greatest week for me in my dartboard picks at the Open Championship. As my top 20, I had Dean Burmester. Now, this goes back to some prop bets we were looking at on Wednesday over at the old J.P. Peterson show that I'm on Tuesday through Friday from 10 to noon Eastern on the FanStream Sports Tampa Bay channel. But Dean Burmester was a 90-1 favorite or not a favorite, but it had 90-1 odds to be leading the first round, which clearly he did not do. But I thought, old Dean, at plus 550? Why not put him in the top 20? Some tremendous value. Johnny preaches value. Look at all this value at plus 550. Well, it's only value if it hits. And clearly he finished T61 and did not hit, did not come close. My top 10, Cam Young. Again, value, plus 750. That would have been tremendous had it hit, which it didn't. As Cam gave us the big MC hammer. Dun, 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 dun. Can't touch this. He couldn't touch this because he missed the cut, which is typical for my picks. And my winner, I felt somewhat good about this at 60 to 1 for Jordan Spieth to have a good week. Not really ever in contention to win. He did make the cut, and he finished T40. So my picks were not great. But you know what? I had fun making them and fun presenting them to you. And that's just kind of where we're at with them. Now, Johnny's picks, however, are more importanter. Here's Johnny's card before I get to his video for you. His top 20, Daniel Berger plus 400, Lucas Glover plus 650. His top 10, Harris English, it's plus 750. Patrick Reed at plus 650. His ham sandwich or long shot was Minwoo Lee at 90 to 1. His three winners, Justin Thomas at 55 to 1, Russell Henley at 55 to 1, Victor Hovland at 28 to 1. So that all said, Johnny, why don't you tell us how you think your picks went? What went right? What went wrong? Also, what do you think about Scottie Scheffler versus Tiger Woods? And what do you think about British Open versus Open Championship?
Everybody, John Gerber here, co-host of From the Rough podcast on FanStream Sports. I want to do a little recap of our betting last week in the British Open. And yes, I am still going to call it the British Open. If you guys like the success and the trials and the upswing of Scottie Scheffler, you're gonna have to love last week. You know, Scottie was doing what Scottie does. Some people might say it's boring golf. Some people might say it's just the way he is. Listen, it's golf at its highest level. Now, that being said, let's stop the comparisons of Scottie Scheffler and Tiger Woods. Listen, it's not a comparison. Everyone wants to say it. Now, is the run as close to what we used to see with Tiger? Yeah, it's as close to we've seen from anyone since Tiger Woods, but it is not Tiger Woods. I'm not going to go through the stats. I'm not going to go through all this, but his stats are good for this little time stretch. But it is his fourth major. It's not 15. I don't think Scottie Scheffler is going to be in a position moving forward to reach those goals of 15 or even Jack's 18 or maybe even double digits 10. I just don't think that he's built that way. I don't think he's going to play long enough to be built that way. So that's what I'm thinking. But if you like the way, golf is moving right now, yeah, listen, Scottie Scheffler has dominated. His peers are going to say it. But on the betting side of it, we say this all the time. We just can't make any money on him. Do we appreciate his great play? Yeah, of course. But for us on the betting side, it's just not a lot of value for us. Same with Rory McIlroy. That being said, we did have a nice winner on Harris English. We've been touting Harris English for a long time. Sits there in great position with the Ryder Cup. And I think this finish in second British Open solidifies his Ryder Cup position. He was already in there in the points, but I like his position. I like his demeanor. He's always played well in the majors. But that did give us a profitable week. Not a lot of profit, plus $75 on profit. No matchups, but we did cash in a nice little ticket on Harris English. We were close with Lucas Glover also, only missing by a shot to finish in that top 20. So that had been a real nice hit at plus 750, so it really got us on the good side of it. But hey, still a solid, profitable week. No matchups this week, but we still are 45, 10, and 5 on our matchups, which is a great record, and just a little under $3,000 net profit for the year. So, hey, again, congratulations to Scottie Scheffler. I also want to mention Chris Gotterup. Chris Gotterup's been in our card a few times. We touted him last year a lot. Tim always made fun of me about Chris Gotterup, who's that. But now you're starting to see, after winning last week, finishing solo third this week, obviously the link style golf and playing over there suits Chris Gotterup. So good for Chris Gotterup. I think he's a boating star on the PGA Tour, and you're starting to see it now. His prodigious length certainly helps that. But again, hey, profitable week. Looking forward to this week's 3M Championship that we'll be previewing on Wednesday. So again, congratulations, Scottie Scheffler. Profitable week. And looking forward to that preview on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. Have a great afternoon, guys.
And there you go, straight from the horse's mouth.
Hey, everybody. John Gerber here, co-host of...
Try to do this. There we go. There I am. Producing on the fly here. It's always tough. So, yeah, not the greatest week, not the worst either. Johnny just gave you, outlined the reasons while he still had to squeeze in Scottie versus Tiger and the British Open versus Open Championship and all that good stuff. Been funnier if he was on the show. We could discuss it. But Johnny and I will be back on Monday. Or I'm sorry, on Wednesday. Today's Monday. On Wednesday with your preview of the 3M Open coming to you from Blaine, Minnesota, the TPC Twin Cities. We will discuss if Johnny Vegas can defend his title from last season. Coming at you on Golf Channel, ESPN, and CBS, the normal split there for you. $8.4 million purse for the 3M Open this year. So Johnny and I will bring all of you, bring all of the storylines to you, Johnny's best bets, my dartboard picks, and our expectations for the 3M Open. We will give you all of that on our preview Wednesday, coming up 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, across all of our FanStream Sports YouTube channels, later wherever you get your podcasts. And look forward to that. I'd love to hear all of your comments on today's show at IndyCarTim, at From the Rough PGA, or just comment in the comment section underneath the video here, wherever you're watching. I would love to hear from you on my, I don't know, hot takes, maybe. I don't know. Are they so hot anymore? I don't know about that. But whatever the reason, whatever the situation, Johnny and I will be back with you on Monday. Until then, boys and girls, appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you share the show, like the show, comment on the show, all those good things that we all beg you to do each and every time. Until Wednesday. What do I say here? Oh, yeah, y'all keep hitting them straight.